Hello and welcome back. Episode number 13 of the Forgecast. It's just a solo episode today. I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself for an hour and a half.
This man does not see color. Wow.
Joining me today actually is GiveZuccc. He's back for another episode.
Back to back. You might as well just make me a host because I'm more reliable than your other schmucks. More reliable than
you know the vibes. Nah, Cleveland's still sick. And A Bizzly Dizzly is still touching himself. So we're just doing the Forgecast, just us two. So
Fair.
My work schedule's changed completely. I used to have Wednesdays, Thursdays off, and now I have Sundays, Mondays. That means I have Thursdays. And Wednesdays, I work with this little Hispanic lady. Her name's Rosa. And I learned today she's built like Mike Wazowski. Like, she's got skinny little legs.
The physique going crazy. The physique going crazy.
But she's a fat lady. Her abdomen is a big. I mean, her abdomen alone is probably like 200 pounds.
She's just like one shape, top to bottom.
She's just round.
Just
and but she doesn't speak English well. And she doesn't like me, so when she gets mad at me, she'll just cuss me out in a different language.
Most minorities typically hate Blake.
Well, it's not because of color.
It's in the genes.
We're born with it. But she gets all fucking mad at me and yells at me in Spanish. I'm like, can you not? Like, can we just not do this? Like, we speak Spanish. And she's like, well, you should know it by now. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, it's a lot tougher working at a Mexican restaurant, being a part of a Mexican family, and people assuming because of the color of your skin, they just start ordering in like Spanish, but like the really high, like fast-paced Spanish,
like normal.
And
Spanish.
I'm just like, point in a number, please.
You're just listening for like uno, dos.
Honestly, yeah. And they go, you don't speak Spanish? I go, no. And then they scold me. It's like, bitch.
You're like my name's Matthew.
Do you know where we're at right now?
You ever like what was it? Damn it! I thought of a really funny joke as you were doing that story, but it's gone. Like a father figure.
Another fatherless child.
I wish I could remember what I was gonna say. Damn.
Anywho's back to Rosa.
No, and so you ever just like let them take their entire order in Spanish and then just like walk away?
Honestly, well,
I don't know what they ordered.
I don't think it's like walking away, but they just like, I tell them like, look, I don't speak Spanish. I try to do my best with their order, and I literally I just go, hold on, and I walk away, and I just go get someone that can speak Spanish. Like, there's nothing I can do.
No, I know.
Sometimes I'll just walk. And sometimes I'll just walk. I'll just be like, all right, I was like, I'll be right back. I'm like,
oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah, and there was a point in time. There was a point in time when it was like early quarantine, like everything was locked down, and when all the restaurants had like tents and stuff outside. If you've seen them. Mm-hmm. So we had a tent in our front parking lot, and I didn't have school. Obviously, it was all online. So I'd be working from I'd start in the afternoon, and the only people that were working during like quarantine were Hispanics, like the construction workers and all that stuff, because they don't give a shit. Yeah. Which is bad for me because the only one working at the Mexican restaurant is me by myself.
The whitewashed Mexican kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty much whitewashed.
You ever get the fucking basic white girls that would come in, and they'd be like, "I'll have chips with extra pico de gallo," and she tries to say it with an accent. You're like, shut the fuck up.
Well, it's like an old family place, so it's old white ladies that'll
they try to to say quesadilla with an accent.
They will butcher so much stuff. There's so much stuff that I've heard, and I'm like I make a face, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't do that, and I'll just run to the back and start giggling.
Well,
it's funny. Some of them are even some old. Sorry to cut you off there, but even some I've seen some old Mexican ladies what's that? I'm like, your guess is as good as mine. I thought you would know what that is. So
You're like, I don't know, fucking chicken tenders.
yeah, right. It's got some,
Like,
so it's
they
got
have
something
those-
in it. It's
They
got
have
something.
those here. They have those here, and you're like, I don't know write the menu. I guess.
Shit, man.
Fucking order it. We'll find out together.
Right? Yeah. Well, let's eat together.
No, but I have to work with Roses on Wednesdays now, and no one else is in there. And her whole thing is she gets angry when people come into the kitchen and like in quote steal food, because like if we want a burger or a salad, fucking whatever, we're supposed to go to the front desk and pay for it, like get a meal ticket. Even though I work in a kitchen and I do cooking, I can't just make.
Oh, they don't give you like a free meal?
Yeah, when I got hired, I got a free meal.
Oh well, yeah.
Like I got one. I got
you get one free meal.
Yeah, not a day. Just when I got hired, they gave me the one. And
oh, so like every day on your, you get a break. I'm assuming.
No, I don't get one. No.
You don't get a break?
No. Oh, I get a break. I don't get. No, I don't.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
a break. Duh, because that's I live in California.
Right. Yeah.
But,
yeah. Like you kind of have.
But
to
I don't get
break.
like
They
I don't
have
get
to
a
give you
free
break.
meal. I'm like, hey,
Really?
can I get a thing of French fries? They're like for $2. I'm like, you
That's
can suck
stupid.
my fucking.
I
sack
swear,
for $2.
like, I know Chipotle. I know for a fact that where I work
sure
at, you get like
99%
15-minute
of
break,
establishments.
free meal. Yeah, I'm sure like every
other fucking place. gives me a meal.
humane place except for Sped Kitchen does.
Sped Kitchen. No, it's the X-Force Kitchen.
Uh,
But so that's our whole thing. Like people come in and like I don't give a fuck. Like fucking who cares? And what pisses me off the most is like we'll make like lunch is always like burgers or like pastrami wraps or whatever, and it's always pretty good. And I always work during lunch. So like, but there'll be like someone will just order like half, and then they have an extra half, so they throw it away. I'm like, okay, so I can't eat that.
Yeah.
I have to pay for that. But if you throw it in the garbage, then I can eat it. And
Yes.
I actually did that today. I cleaned the compost bucket, so it's just a clean white bucket, like you just bought it from Home Depot and washed it. And the guy threw the burger away, and I was like, I'm gonna go and quote throw that away, and I just took it. I mean, it was like I cleaned it. I know the bucket was clean. Like there's nothing in there. It's not like I'm getting.
You're
fucking...
a fiend, my friend. But
I was
also kind
hungry.
of respect the hustle.
I wake up. I don't eat breakfast, and I'm hungry by lunch, and they're good fucking burgers. But
I don't eat breakfast either. Well, for obvious reasons.
If you eat breakfast, you're just like, oh, I don't fuck with that. But
well, having an egg allergy really takes the breakfast part of the day. Like I don't go out like
that's true.
Like I'll eat cereal occasionally if I'm up.
That's true. I guess you can't.
But like going out to like any like a Denny's or an IHOP, there's a lot of chances like because they don't. Obviously, they're not going to clean the grill or whatever that they're cooking on after every meal. So chances are that they cooked my bacon on the same thing that they cooked the eggs prior.
Right.
Like that sucks. So I'm not a breakfast guy.
Yeah, she freaks out, and like the caregiver will come in like, can I get her grilled cheese? And I always just tell them, I'm like, fucking make it yourself. It's a grilled cheese. Like you know where the white bread is, you know where the cheese is. Fucking make it. I'm not making you a grilled cheese. And because I'm also like a prep chef, so like I can do cooking. Like I have my food license and everything. I can do cooking, and I do part of the night service sometimes. So they'll come into me and they know I'll just make it. I'm like, I'm not gonna make you a fucking grilled cheese. Anyways, so like, you know, caregivers are coming in asking for food. She's telling them to fuck off, and then the cleaning, like the night's done, service is done. We're just cleaning the kitchen to go home, and obviously the chef takes care of all the grills and the line and all that shit, and I do all the dishes because dishwasher. And she goes, okay, I go home now. And I was like, what? And she's like, I go home. My ride is here. I'm like, it's fucking 6 o'clock, and we go home at 8. Yeah, you're not going home. And she's like, my ride's here. He's not going to wait. I'm like, why is he here early? Like, he knows when you get off. And she's like, no, I go home. And she leaves. And all the fucking, like, the grills, everything's still on. I'm like, I don't clean that at all. I don't even know how. I just watched. I was like, all right, then. So I just started doing it, because I kind of know how. And I do it, but before I started doing it, I was like, you know what? Fuck this bitch. Fucking made myself 2 nice burgers. Made myself a salad. Just made myself a fuckload of food.
Just a fucking buffet.
I did. I made a giant Caesar salad, and then I made an extra one to bring home. And then I'll grill chicken to put on it too, like a grilled chicken Caesar salad. And then 2 burgers. I mean, I just feasted. And,
just pigged out, yeah.
I mean, go to In-N-Out. It's probably like $40 worth of food. But, like, I know it doesn't fucking cost them anything to order frozen hamburger patties. So, whatever. Fucking take it out of my paycheck if you want. But she left, and I was like, fuck this bitch. And then so I made I made a bunch of food in spite of her, and she'll never find out. But I also now have leftovers in my my fridge from work, and fucking the best. Some of the best, like fucking In-N-Out burgers. These things are gas. I mean, like, if I know where to order this shit, just open my own In-N-Out.
I think you've got the like. I think you're oblivious because you made them yourself, so that's why they're gas. It's something good.
They were free.
Something your own. Yeah, and free.
They were free.
Free tastes better, and when you cook it yourself.
Yes.
You typically.
Yeah. No, that's usually how that goes. So
seems to be a tough work schedule for you.
What? I mean,
well, working with Mike.
I only have to. Well, the other days, I think I work with her usually gets off at 12, and I get on at 12. So like I'll maybe see her in passing, or like she'll work till 2, so I'll see her for a little bit. But just Wednesdays now. And then before I didn't work Wednesdays, I worked with other chefs. So like I never even saw her. Like got to a point I was like, does she work here still? But I don't.
Please, does she not work here?
Yeah, like she quit, right? And she fucking talks about working at like the casino all the time. So she mouths off to me. I'm like, go to the fucking casino. Go to the casino.
Right.
I don't care. Like I'd never worked with you before. So we talked about this before the podcast started, but we know I told you a little bit of the about Am I the Asshole? And so what Am I the Asshole is a subreddit page where you go on and you write a story asking if you are the asshole for a certain scenario. So to give us like a preview of what these are, it looks like, it'll say AITA or Am I the Asshole for refusing to host Thanksgiving for 20 plus people for the 4th year in a row. Like that's what it is, and then context to it. So I did a little bit of searching before, a little bit of reading, like just headlines, and I picked a couple out.
That Thanksgiving one is relatable to me, though. I feel that.
That's actually one of the ones I did pick out.
Oh,
so this one to start, it's a short one. It's called "Am I the Asshole for saying that someone old enough for social media is old enough to know that Santa does not exist?" Now here's the context. The other day on Facebook, I made a post about how it's my first Christmas as a grandma this year, and I'm excited to, in quote, play Santa again, as my son and his girlfriend live with me, so I'll be helping them assemble toys, wrap gifts, etc. Okay, so they're a mom with kids who have kids. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My nephew is 12 years old and has a Facebook account and had added me as a friend a while ago. He never posts, so I forgot we were even friends. A few hours later, I get a text from my sister saying I ruined Christmas and why did I have to post about Santa. I was confused, and she said her son still believed in Santa until he read my post. She demanded I apologize to him and tell him I was joking. I told her no. This isn't a 5-year-old who accidentally overheard. He's almost a teenager who honestly should have known by now. If he's old enough for Facebook, he's old enough to know Santa doesn't exist. No. She's not the mom's the asshole. 100%. Yeah,
I have something relatable. So, I don't know. I had to have been, I don't think I was 12 yet. But, so I lived in this cul-de-sac. And I don't know why. So, I was with one of the neighbor's kids, and we were just chilling, and it was coming around Christmas time, and I don't know. He was talking about Santa, and I was like, "Well, Santa's not real." Like it's pretty obvious. Like I found out, I was like, Santa's got the same handwriting as my mom on these gifts. So I found it was like, well, yeah, put 2 and 2 together. It's not hard, Eventually, you'll figure it out, and then he just didn't believe me. He's like, no, he's real. He's real. So instead of going back to his parents' house, he went to another neighbor's house. I was like, he told me Santa's not real. Is that true? And I was like, fuck. But it's like, come on. Well, I guess in a sense I ruined that for him. So there's the bad feeling of I don't know. But if you're old enough for Facebook, well, as a teenager, I don't know how you just don't pick up on stuff then.
If you're a kid that can do a little bit of what's the word we're looking?
If you're smart enough just to figure shit out. Oh, the cookies do. Has your parents ever
not eaten the cookies?
Put a half a glass of milk and cookies crumbled everywhere?
Well, okay.
To pretend
my parents always get mad about milk being out, getting ruined, because my older brother would always leave milk out and it would spoil. I mean, he was if the milk was out, you'd be like, oh, no, I had milk last. Because, he never fucking put it away. And so my parents were also anal about it. And it's not like we were so poor we couldn't afford to sacrifice a glass of milk, but like they dump it down the drain,
Right.
and the fucking drain would stink the next day. And then my parents in the morning would be like, "Fuck, the drain stinks."
Right.
And my mom would be like, "Oh, does it smell like milk?" And I'd be like, "Santa milk." And so I always thought, I was like, Santa doesn't give a fuck.
Holy shit. This man, what an ungrateful bitch. He just poured my milk out.
No, I have like two thoughts. I was like, either Santa doesn't give a fuck and he just pours it out, or like he would just leave it. Like he's probably drinking a lot of fucking milk. And like my thought was never like, oh, he's magical so he can drink all the milk. It's just like,
right.
just
Yeah.
stop. And then the cookies, like my parents are like, or my dad mainly was like a fitness nut, so he'd be like, oh, I'm not having cookies. And so I'd know when he's not eating his Oreos because he'd kill like an entire row of Oreos a night.
Right.
And like, I know obviously when our Oreos aren't running out in 2 days. Oh, it's healthy. And then like, my mom didn't like fucking whatever garbage cookies we made. And so the next day the cookies were like in the garbage.
Yeah.
And then my parents were like, the sink fucking smells. And I'm like, oh, Santa doesn't exist. My parents were throwing the shit away.
Right.
And that's just like how I put it together. And like, and it was never like I went to my brother like, oh, Santa's not real. Because like he'd probably look at me like, no fucking shit. And he was older than me. And that's how
did it take you this long?
Yeah, he'd be like, you still fucking believe in that asshole? But like my younger brothers, my youngest brother who's in 8th grade, I think, we're afraid to tell him because I think he fucking believes in it.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like back to like this the story, I guess. Like there's some like I don't know, you can just be an innocent kid, and it's not there's nothing bad about believing that it's real. I guess that it makes it more special.
Yeah.
In a sense, but I mean, I'm in the wrong for ruining it for someone else, type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it's just that like, what 12-year-olds have in Facebook? Unless Facebook was the thing. Like, unless this is set to where like Facebook was the thing. But if like they posted it like 2 days ago.
They posted it like 4 hours ago.
Oh well, okay. What 12-year-olds on Facebook? Why is that your first choice?
When I turned 13, my first thing is like I made a fucking a Facebook account. I never used it. I didn't upgrade it for
Facebook. I was like Instagram. I was like early Instagram, Snapchat. I know
I had like a
and
secret
Kick.
Instagram.
Kick was the thing.
I had a secret Instagram because my parents were like no social media, so I had one because everyone in school had one.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
And like you'd shit post. Like I'd post like memes, pictures of dogs.
Yeah, I posted I would post anything.
I like asked a girl out over Instagram one time. Like,
like the TBH, the rates, all that stuff was back
the rates, all that fucking bullshit. And so, like, I had one of those, but like, I always want to have a Facebook for whatever fucking reason. I think it's just the.
I do think Facebook is cool because my mom, she still has it because it saves like all the memories. So just any day, if something happened that day that she posted on Facebook about it, like Facebook will share it as like a memory. So like it'll be like, hey, on this day, like 7 years ago, like, this happened. So that's the only reason why she keeps it. But which I think is cool, and like I guess Snapchat does that. But I don't see the point in Facebook.
I mean,
but yeah, if it was posted 4 hours ago, what 12-year-olds on Facebook right now? Everything that they could be doing.
Fucking yeah, right. But But like what you said, like not like you were like, oh, Santa's not real. So you went to the fucking kid. You're like, Santa's not real.
But yeah, that's just me being like, I was young and
you'd assume the kid would be like, yeah, no shit. You'd be like, okay, so I'm right. But the kid's a fucking idiot. So he was like, wait, no, he's real. he went to the fucking other
the kid was a little like meh, like iffy, but like there's also like I ruined that aspect of because like I wasn't that old either. Like I was like I was under like 13. I know that for sure. And like because I figured it out. Although I'm not gonna know that like, oh, I should just keep it to myself type of thing. Because that's not something you kind of think about as a kid. You either like ruin it or you don't, I guess. But it is what it is. I'm sure he knows by now. I'd hope.
Okay, so I have one here that's literally labeled asshole. None of these are labeled, but this one labeled in bright red, and it says asshole on it.
Link. It's just booty pics.
It's just booty. Picture of a butthole. Okay. Okay. It says, am I the asshole for not knowing how to run the house like my wife did for almost 50 years? All right. My wife and I are 68. I retired about 3 years ago, and my wife is/was a nurse who went back to work for a, in quote, change of pace. So for the first time ever, I'm out of work and she's working. This has created a bit of an awkward dynamic since I have zero experience doing chores. We got married and moved in together when we were 18, and before that I lived with my mom, so I legitimately never had to lift a finger at home till recently. My wife packed my lunch and kissed me goodbye for 47 years, and she was a bit shocked to discover I won't be doing the same. It's like the Up story.
Shit.
She had to teach me how to cook since I had very little experience doing it. None, actually. Now the only thing I can do well is clean. So that is not an issue, but everything else that she used to do, I'm just not capable of. She's been less than understanding. I feel that we should maybe split the chores. Recently got in an argument because I said I haven't been able to quote, do what she did for almost 50 years. She's right, but like I said, I have no experience with any of this stuff. I didn't even want to retire. My dad and grandpa worked till the day they died. Now I'm stuck here doing my best. I don't think
he's a super like. I've been fortunate enough like myself to where like my parents, they cleaned the house, like they made mine and my sister's life easy and fun. Like we didn't have to worry about it. They took care of it.
You let them be kids.
But at the same time, like also me and my sister weren't dicks. We were never the kids that were like, you know, like children that were like screaming at restaurants or anything else. So, but like when I got to college, I didn't know how to like I was still iffy about like how to wash clothes, and so it literally just took one FaceTime. I was like, what's the settings gotta be? Because it's it's really not that hard.
No.
In the grand scheme. So all I needed to do was just call once. So there's like I guess I don't feel like
it's like
he's the asshole.
But okay, so like I work with this girl who doesn't know how to work a fucking mop bucket.
That's stuff like that's so self-explanatory.
Right. And so it's like how like it's hard on her parents to like not do the out of the box thinking just in the slightest to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But like you're also an asshole cuz you're 19 years old and you don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean this girl's just fucking something else. I mean, every time I work with her I'm just like fuck.
Yeah. Jesus, make sure.
But this guy, it's like the cooking thing. I understand. If she did all the cooking, that's fine because you're not gonna learn cooking really.
I think it's a rough patch. I think that like her getting mad. I think she's in the wrong because it's like, well, I mean, like look at the big picture. Like this is how it was when you do something for years.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect to change? Like, and just to flip it, like it doesn't seem unreasonable to be like, hey, can you just help me out with these chores until I figure out a way to do it while you're at work? And then, but if he's not like progressing,
I just don't.
Then it's like
I get like the wife shouldn't be super angry, but like enough of an ass. Like you don't know how to clean the fucking house. You're 68. Like, that's my only, like, he's 68 years old. You should know how to clean the house. You should know, like, need to know what needs to be done. But it says down here below, like, a bottom note, like, she was a stay-at-home mom/wife.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guess she wasn't full-time working. But at the same time, you still know there's laundry, dishes, all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my face cam did a fucky-wucky.
Oh.
Jesus, I looked over right as it froze. It just turned off. I heard it do the boppy.
Oh, solo screen time. Let's get it.
Solo screen time.
Nice. I'm the host of this, Johnson. No, let's get it.
It's back now. I mean, like when me and Kat moved out, like, we kind of did our own chores for the most part around the house, and like my mom would still help me with like my clothes sometimes, and like rarely would make my bed. But like I made my bed, I kept my room clean. Like I didn't really need to be told to do those things. Like when I moved out, it was kind of like, okay, this is what needs to be done. Like the hardest thing was like, what are we gonna do for dinner? Because like my mom always did that.
Yeah.
It was like, and like I'm sure that's how it was when you moved out. You're like your first
Yeah, when I lived in
week.
when I lived in the dorm, I was like, I kind of prolonged like doing laundry until I was like, well, it's got to be done. So I did it.
Yeah.
And then I asked for help, and I never needed help
And
again.
right.
And then
yeah.
and also it's like, yeah, I figured out like how I want to keep my stuff. I'm not the cleanest. I'm not the most cleanly person, but I'm not a fucking slob. Like, if my room's dirty, I'm gonna clean it. But I don't think I'll like living alone is like, well, like you kind of have an idea of what you want your space to be once you've lived alone. So
Right.
I don't really let my room get too dirty, type of thing. But I don't know.
I mean, you kind
I
of.
think she just overreacted on the part where it's like he asked for help. It's like
Right.
I don't see like the there needs to be an argument for it. Just like just help me out for like a week or so.
Right.
And let me
Right.
establish like what I do on what day, and then go about your business. Type of stuff.
Okay. Here we go. Do this last one. All right. This one says, "Am I the asshole for telling my parents I would not care for my obese brother?" That's a good one.
Oh my gosh.
My little brother Teddy was born. His umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck. According to my mom, he was for at least 3 minutes.
Holy shit.
My parents often use that as an excuse for Teddy's behavior. My childhood became a living hell with Teddy. Give him your candy. He died coming into this world. Let him play with your friends. He died coming into this world. Let him open your presents. Teddy almost didn't have a birthday. Jesus. Those are all quotes from her parents. His parents. I had to put up with Teddy's tantrums, abuse, fits, and bad behavior. If I touched a single hair on his head, I got punished while Teddy got away with whatever he did. It became so bad that when I was 15, I moved out of the house to live with my family members away from Teddy. My contact with my parents and Teddy is limited. I'm currently 35. Teddy's 26. When he was 18, he decided he wanted to be a competitive eater, which turned into just eating. Teddy now weighs almost 600 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
I love that way that's written. He wanted to be a competitive eater, but he's really just fat.
He's just like, I'm just gonna eat, man.
Yeah, because of his weight, he can't hold a job and lives with our parents who still cater to him and pay for everything since he requires round-the-clock care. My parents hardly leave the house. They weren't present at my wedding, only see the grandkids if I bring them around, and all family events like dinners have to be held at their house because it's so hard to move Teddy. 2 days ago, Teddy suffered a bad fall that put him in the hospital. My husband and I at least came to see him. Okay, so it's a girl. My parents complained that the hospital wasn't feeding him enough, didn't have a wheelchair big enough, and naturally they didn't want to hear anything about his weight. It would be easier to turn water into gold. To make a long story short, my parents pulled my husband aside and asked a large amount of money for his care. They said they didn't have the money to keep caring for him and we're going to have to dip into the retirement funds. They even suggested that once Teddy is cleared to go home, he move in with us because my husband and I are well off with a bigger house so we can, end quote, get a break because we care for him all year round while you just visit. I said no. My husband told them, hell no. We both work full time. Our kids are enrolled in sports and dance. We made it clear that Teddy would not be moving with us, nor would be moving our schedule around to deal with them and giving them money even though we could afford it. He's your brother. You almost didn't have a brother, they say. Damn. We left the hospital. My mom later called me, berating me about abandoning the family and Teddy and demanding money. I told her I would not care for Teddy under any circumstances, even if something happened to her and my dad. I would not care for my brother, and he's her problem, not mine. My mom cursed me out over the phone, and I hung up. I do feel a little bad because Teddy is my brother, but he made my life hell, and my parents refused to take any responsibilities for this behavior. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
No. Fuck him and your parents.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
It's more so like that's like there's a certain point of like, okay, look, we get it. When he was born, he had his umbilical cord around his neck, right? And no one's gonna disregard that fact. I'm sure the sister's not gonna be like, well, that didn't happen because it did. So that's like the fact of it. But then there's also like, well, you can't just hold on to that it's like I don't know. It's like the biggest IOU or something like that, to where like, oh, your brother almost died, so now you got to do this. Well,
Right.
now he's alive, right? And he's well before the 600 pounds, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like no normal human weighs 600 pounds. So to get mad at like the hospital or something, it's like, well no.
Yeah.
Like,
so
that,
I wanted to look up to see like, this doesn't sound like it's like one of those things where like it's like the kid came out like fucking, you know, a paraplegic or quadriplegic or some shit like that, right?
yeah.
And like, you know, and like they had to care for him, but like umbilical cord wrapped, and it sounds like he came out fine. Like they didn't state that, oh, now because his, you know, he was in quote.
Yeah, now he suffers from something, and it's like.
Well, it's like he says, like, no, it sounds like he's a normal kid, and the parents are just assholes. Like they just enabled the guy for fucking how many fucking years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it's a problem. No, fuck the parents. Like,
yeah, they made. I guess you made the. They made the choice
to be a dickhead. Yeah. Let him open your presents. Let him play with your friends. Give him your candy. Fuck that. Like, I have 3 brothers. You know how we ate fucking dinner? First come, first fucking serve. And if my parents were like, oh, let them have this, fuck that, fuck you. Like, you're not getting my toys. Like, my shit's
there's levels to it.
My shit. Like, and obviously it's a different scenario, but it's like, no, they're not the asshole. I want to see what other people are. There's other.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
View discussion. This guy says not the asshole, and this person's labeled asshole enthusiast. Says can't hold a job and lives with his parents who still cater to him and pay for everything. They enabled him to get 600 pounds close to his death. Yeah, that's what we just said.
It's like everything else after that, after the umbilical cord, is essentially his choice.
Yeah,
the parents' inability to tell him no because of this one thing from birth.
It's
and I'm sure like the feeling of losing a kid.
Right.
Like I'm not like, I hope I don't experience it. Like, I'm not disregarding that, but at a certain point, like, everything's got to move on, right? Like,
right.
Like the death of a loved one, like the world keeps spinning type of stuff, right? You kind of go about it, and then you move on.
Like, imagine if like Teddy fucking died then and there. Like, then what would have happened? Like, the parents would have probably, if the parents sound like assholes, they probably would have still blamed the daughter and fucking dying at birth. Probably still would have been help. Now that's.
And I'm sure that the sister's probably done everything that she can.
She moved out at 15.
That doesn't jeopardize like her life, right? Like, why am I?
She moved out. It says she moved out at 15 to live with, you know, an aunt, uncle, grandma, fucking whoever.
Yeah.
Now she has a great life, and it says, and she said we're well off. Like, she clearly did fine.
Yeah, so, she clearly like.
And she didn't say Teddy's now fucking, you know, part brain dead. Like, that's different. He sounds fucking normal, and the parents allowed him to be a dickhead his whole life. That's all that is. Yeah. So nah, they're not the asshole. Everyone else is like, nah, your parents. Fucking dickhead.
Right, yeah, that must be tough for the sister, for sure.
So we had today the was today's the update or was it yesterday? They dropped Shipment.
Today was the Shipment update.
So have you played Shipment?
No, I haven't played it all today. I will after this, that's for sure. But I heard it's shit. Or
I've seen 2 things. I've seen it's better than last year. It's bad. So like better than last year. The bar was already like on the ground. Last year's Shipment. Oh no, not last year. Modern Warfare's. Modern Warfare Shipment wasn't great because you can fucking hide in different crates. The fucking second story on it, like,
yeah,
it's just.
I did like I did like the pre-patch spawns. You know this about me because it's just camo heaven.
No. Yeah, well, I'm not. The fucking spawns don't matter. You're on a fucking map the size of like a bedroom.
You know what you're signing up for when you hop in there.
The spawns are and it's squad spawns. Like, it's not. You're never gonna get good spawns. Like, who gives a shit if you're on a small fucking map? Like, same with like Dome and DOS House. You're not gonna get good spawns. The maps are small. That's how that fucking.
Right.
Like, you're on an MW2 on Terminal. There was a spawn trap where one guy could lay in the hallway with an LMG with FMJ and shoot through a window and kill you.
Oh shit!
As you appeared. Like,
yeah.
That shit was way fucking worse. That was a big map. That's how spawns work.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? But I mean, I haven't even played. I haven't even seen gameplay of it. So
I've seen it like once, and it's weird. Like mid shipment, it's weird. Everything's called all open, and like there's like one crate closed out. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just weird. Mid looks weird. It is what it is.
yeah, I need to it'll be better for me to do that Einhorn shotgun because that thing's
Yeah.
it's not that bad, but I use the combat shotgun first. So
Yeah, it's like using the STG first, then going into the auto. It's like, well, the auto's not good in the grand scheme of things, or the auto's good in the grand scheme of things, but you compare it, you use it after you two-shot everything. It's kind of hard to get on board with it.
No, yeah.
But apparently they did fix the STG, so who knows?
They nerfed it, however.
They never.
Yeah, I assumed they'd nerf the fuck out of the combat shotgun because I saw what it was doing. I was just like, why am I gonna?
They didn't touch shotguns, so I didn't hear anything about it. Why don't they fix the STG camos? I literally need that. I'm gonna finish the NZ tonight probably, but like I can't get diamond ARs because of the STG thing.
Yeah. No, I did play a little bit of Halo. And so like I haven't even played like a lot recently because we just adopted Bruno. And I'm actually wearing.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's cute and shit. Definitely a white person thing.
I'd say so.
But we just adopted Luca and or not Luca, Bruno.
The sweaters you put on him, I will say, are mad cute. I'm not gonna lie. The little sweater.
Baby Yoda one.
Yeah, the Baby Yoda one's cool.
It's a little fit check.
Yeah, I'm also never on like until late.
Really? Well, I'm not. I can't be on till late because I'm not gonna fuck. I can't get up early. 'Cause I'm too. Looking at my controller's too loud. I'll wake everyone up anyways. Like, 'cause I'm in our me and Kat's bedroom.
Yeah.
Like she'll wake up. But we because he's a puppy, we need on a strict schedule. So he's like with potty training and eating and everything, like getting that straight. Like we go to bed early, or I was going like 3 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Going to bed at like 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like I come home at work at 8, do whatever in between. Like we're gonna go to the gym after we finish.
Right.
I'll need to edit this. I'll get on.
Yeah, but we're only on it. Yeah, we're only on. I rarely stream anymore.
I literally play like 3 games. I get on for like 3 games. I'm like, okay, bedtime. Like,
yeah.
So I haven't. I mean, I want to play. Like, my urge to play is there all day. I want to play fucking Halo. I want to play Vanguard. It's just fucking bit. But then, Cat's going out of town on Saturday. And it's not like, oh, Cat's going out of town. Yeah, I can play, but I won't have the dogs, so I'll be able to. Saturday she goes out of town, and Sunday, Monday I have off, so I'll probably be up all night Saturday, all night Sunday.
Yeah.
Not Monday because I'll be on all day those days. Not Monday because
for sure.
I work early, but I'll be able to hopefully catch. I hope I can finish shotguns this week, like before Saturday, and then
yeah, I anticipate being on the subs either by the weekend.
I'd love if they dropped double weapon XP. Oh my god.
Yeah, they should soon. It's a free to play weekend though, so there's bound to be some bots.
Oh, that's true. I saw a guy live streaming, and he's like number 3 ranked in the world for like kills or some shit on Vanguard.
Jeez.
And he just has a PS5 or 4 or whatever, and he just has an alt account. It's like level 4. He logs into the game with that account, like they party up, and he plays bots. He plays fucking NPCs.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, and someone in his chat's like, oh, you're reverse boosting. He's like, yeah, it's the only way to play this fucking game.
True. Yeah, they made this system that we're like, well, yeah, I always
you did this.
If it's a sweaty lobby, I just pushed through it because I was like, well, the next lobby's not going to be as bad. So
yeah, what was it last?
That's how it was for me in Cold War though. I was like, well, I might as well tough it out.
Right.
Because Cold War was crazy.
Was it last night or 2 nights ago I was playing with you guys? Like 4 and 36. Fucking dome.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
I just got fucking destroyed. And you guys are like, y'all suck. It's like, oh, my next game I come back, I'll play NPCs.
Yeah. So many people care about winning now. It's weird. We get so many people like, still won though. It's like,
who's playing objective though?
It's a public match. Like, if you want to win, like I'm not knocking you for it, but I don't care. I don't care. Like,
Yeah, kids are like
I'm
sweating their dick off.
doing what I want and grinding these camos. You're doing what you want, winning a game.
It's like
So it's a win-win either way.
you know, it's like they're sweating their dick off in fucking team deathmatch. It's like, all right, guy, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
TDMs
no,
go by so quick.
I guess fucking TDM or Team Slayer is a professional mode in Halo.
Really?
You know that?
No.
I learned that today. It's a professional mode in Halo. It's fucking wild.
TDM is?
Yeah, it's called Team Slayer, and it's just team deathmatch.
It's just first to
so,
kills.
First to like 50
The
kills.
essence of it is like, okay, yeah, that's fine. It's essentially a race, but it's like.
And so, I was listening to the Optic podcast with their new Halo team, and they were talking about it, and they were saying that for the amateurs, it's like Team Slayer objective, Team Slayer, like the way the series would go. Like there's more TDM than objective, because like objective is more like skillful, and then like the pro league is like 2 objective, then a Team Slayer, then 2 objective, then Team Slayer. Okay. And all the pros are like, make it all objective, and then when it comes down to fucking game 7, game 9, game 3, whatever, like that would be sick. I mean, can you imagine pros go to, you know, it's like it's champs. It's like maps 4 to 4. It's the last one, and you go out fucking
it's like
just slaying each other.
It's just gun skill at that point. You're just relying on your skill.
I mean, S&D, I take S&D over any day. But can you imagine that? Watching just like Optic and FaZe play a fucking team deathmatch for for $20 million?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be fucking. That would be
to like
wild.
First to 50 kills.
Yeah, that would be. I'd watch it. That'd be fucking entertaining. But yeah, I hope the shipment's good. I hope we can just farm camos on it like every other year.
Yeah.
Halo's
if there's a
fun.
shipment with long shots, that'd probably be the best. But it'd probably also be the worst in terms of like design wise.
I mean, other maps aren't that bad though for
Dome, Dust
long
House.
shots. So I'm not too.
Dust House is probably the perfect.
Other maps aren't too bad. Dust House, you can farm them. Fucking Gavutu, I've put up like 40 long shots in a game.
The snow map
on top of the boat.
He's probably
Demiance is great.
One.
Red Star's okay as long as you're not getting fucked by snipers. So like, it's not too bad for long shots anyways. Like I can go to another map. I just want them to add like Shipment 24/7 in hardcore.
Yeah, they don't have any of the new modes in hardcore.
I don't.
I don't know.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, I just need them to fix camos.
That being said, let's wrap up the podcast. Activate Sledgehammer, fix the camos, please. No one gives a fuck if you can put atomic on your gun by glitching it. They're not unlocking it.
Did you see them? They took all the camos. You can't.
Yeah, they did fix that. It's like no one. Why are you fucking put?
They didn't ban anyone. I specifically remember myself telling myself, I was like, well, I'm not gonna put it on, so I'm not gonna jeopardize anything.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get banned.
There's no punishment.
It's not like you're not unlocking anything. You're just like glitching it on there. So I guess it's not like, I don't think it should be bannable. If you're unlocking it, yeah. But like I hate that they fix a fucking camo glitch and not actually unlocking the camos or like adding ranked or team skins. Like fucking they focus on the most dumb shit. Fucking whatever. Fucking I don't care. I mean, it's like the unlock tool thing they fixed in like 2 fucking weeks last year during Warzone, and we still have all these hackers. Like ban them. But they're like, no, they're getting things for free. It's like, who gives a fuck? You are a $1 trillion company. You can fucking lose a couple $100.
Yeah, for real though, actually.
Fucking heck. Well, Sledgehammer, fix your camos. Everybody, have a nice week. I know this episode's going up on a Thursday.
Swag.
But, you know, we do our best to get them up on time. And all of our episodes, starting from episode 4, I believe, are going to be all on Spotify within the next week. So they all have to get approved and like actually uploaded to Spotify. But they're all going to be on Spotify. So if you are forcing yourself to watch this on YouTube and you're just listening, not much longer. It'll be on Spotify, and you can listen to that way. Swag. But go follow our socials. Make sure you check out Zuck. His information is going to, of course, be in the description below.
Hashtag Zuck for host.
Hashtag Zuck for host. And we'll see everyone in the next episode.
Laters.